Good morning, everyone. How's it going? And how's the day been? Leo, hi. If you've never seen my cat, this is Leo. Say hi. Come back here. Don't pull the wire. Don't. Early morning, and I've got to say one thing. It's back to day one. No, not really, really once. It's a sunny day, and I'm gonna go to the play. We're gonna go where we're gonna go? Ganjangam? We're gonna go to the play and stay and play. That's what it's called. Stay and play. So then we're gonna make some new friends from back here. See how it is. And honestly, it's honestly a nice weekend. It truly matches the perfect weather. You have to be active, you have to be proactive. You cannot stay at home. If you try to stay at home, it never does do the trick. First and foremost, I've got to say one thing from yesterday's conversation. You learn a lot, and you understand one thing is that always take it one step at a time. Usually, when I wake up in the morning, I make sure I try to cook the breakfast, get that sorted out, or have something very light, maybe bread, toast, butter. That's one thing. And for my bakir, it's gonna be, let's say, oh, you okay? You okay? Okay. So for my bakir, I would usually give him bread, melted butter, add it into the milk, and then give it to him to eat. That's what I usually do. Bakir, I got 4 toast, 2 cups, and I give him tea. Okay. So what's going on right now? That's anything, right? Can you stop pinching me, please? Bakir. Yeah. Okay, that's the well. Shit, I messed it up. My bad. One back here. So then, yeah, and that's done. That's the next part. Okay. Remember what the British people say. Don't forget to stir. Stir what? What you realize is one thing that I do with breakfast. Usually when I wake up in the morning, the little one, Monbaki, for example, sometimes he's not in the middle of eating, and that happens. It's normal. But what you'll realize really is you just have to be smart with him. So you can, yes, I can give you milk, in the bottle, and milk. I make sure that he tries to eat half of it. If it doesn't finish it, it's okay. It's fine. At least there's something going in his body. Then what I do is I start playing with the little tiny toes. 1 toe, 2 toe, 3 toe, 4 toe, 5 toe, 6 toe. Da, 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 da. Then what I do then after that is I try to make sure that, okay, if he can eat solids, right, the moment he's eating solids, I would try my best to make sure that I give him cheese and toast. Melt it. It works. Give me a second. Because the cheese and toast, when you have it melted, it does the trick, and he's able to munch it. Because it's a new variety. It's bread. Good. Because it's a new variety. And not only that, it's a new variety, but it's a texture change. And the phase I'm going through right now with the little one right now is he's eating it, he's spitting it. He's eating it, he's spitting it. That doesn't mean he's spitting it. It means that he's just getting used to his reflexes, his tongue methods, his mouth movement. And it's completely normal, honestly. It's completely normal. What happened, Kawa? Well, you woke us up today early morning, me and Mama. What did you do? You were saying up. You say up. You say up. Up, 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 up. Hi, friend. Yay! There you go. So, to parents और कभी कभी खाने में मुश्किल है and देखो नहीं खा रहे खाना, it's fine. इसको दूध दे. You can give him formula a bit later though. It's important for me and my wife. What we've decided is that we're gonna first, we started off for the whole 1 year, I think if I'm correct, is breastfeeding milk back to back, because it's good for the body, nutrition levels, the vitamins that he needs, and he needs the right amount of level of protein in the body from the mom. Now what we do is that once my wife starts working and she starts building her career, and I myself as well, we will be taking to nursery. Nursery will accordingly go from maybe, let's say 8 to 6, or is it 9 to 6? I think, I'm not sure. Because we need to work. If you, for example, yes, you can say to yourself that culturally you should keep it home, the mom should do this, but to be honest, in this time of day and age, you have to move forward. You can't stick to one person's job. You can't. Everyone has to grow. Once you respect that understanding and you understand it, it makes it so much easier. This is the problem nowadays, that, not to judge anyone, but when you have a child, yes, it's true. For a mother, it's really difficult. For a father, it's difficult settling and adjusting. But then what happens is that if you don't know where to prioritize yourself and how to go about it, you will struggle in certain key aspects of your life. That's where the problem starts. Financial literacy. Trust me, there's many pathways for it. Remember one thing. When you are not sure what to do as a first-time parent, what I have understood is that sometimes if you can understand with what your wife is advising to food-wise, how to go about it, take the initiative, understand it, read a bit more about it and see what to do. Babies will never have one unique food type. They're not going to do it. If you ask me one question that I will say, it's that when he wakes up in the morning, usually he is very early up in the morning. He doesn't want to eat so much. So he just wants his milk. His milk does the trick. So the first year when he was born, for the whole 8 months, when we were at home and vice versa working, what we would do is give him breast milk. So the milk from the mom. And what we'd also do is we've got these packets that we can put the milk inside, freeze it, write the number, how many message there is. And it would really help myself, because when my wife had to go do her GMC for medicines, it was easy for me to handle the little one. But at the same time, that timing was different to the timing right now. Right now, the baby is much more wider awake. You have to remember that. And it makes a big difference to how you handle it. Not only that, but at the moment, we started giving him formula. And then not only that, we're making sure that because he's going for solids right now. So he's having less breast milk, he's having more formulas now. And this is something really interesting, guys. If you see a baby does not latch onto the milk, remember this. This top part is like a nipple. So what do I mean? So most of the bottles, when you get them, and you'll see that there's a massive oval shape. It's too big for the mouth. It's not good for the jaw mouth. It's not good for the jaw lawyers, how the jaw is, and everything else so far. But one thing that I can say for sure is if your parents are struggling, or single parents or parents, and they're not sure why is the baby not going for this, then what you can do is get a bottle like this that has a nip like this thing, because it's stretchable. It's like a natural nipple. That's how it is. That's what they refer to scientifically. So the baby feels that, oh, okay, I'm having milk from nipples. But it kind of fools them a little bit. But it does the trick to feed them. That does the trick. At the same time, with this, it makes them go more, come on, milk time. At the same time, it helps. It makes things so much easier. Because you may not know it, but even the pacifier, I think it's called, the little thing that they suck on, even that also, again, there's different types. So you got to look into the types that are good for the baby's mouth and it doesn't deform it, cause mishaps on it. So you got to really think and read about it. As much as you may think you don't know much and there's not that much to do, I promise you guys, there's a lot of information that I myself did not know. For example, Pampers. Size-wise, Pampers increases based on the baby and how the baby is. But we've got onto the Pampers right now that we're using is a strap-on, so you just make him wear it on top. So it's easier to make him wear it. It's less stressful for us because we don't have to keep moving in and out, vice versa. But then it's easier. The only problem is it doesn't have a strap. It just has something else to. I'll wrap it. I'll show you another later on down when I'm changing his Pampers, and I'll show you. So what we found is that when we started understanding what pattern works, the starting point, the baby will always have its own unique its own pattern to how he is. What you need to do is understand how to connect and systemize yourself and discipline those structures. Luna, what are you doing? Luna, are you hyped? Are you scratching the sofa again? Luna's scratching the sofa again. Now what are we gonna do? Luna. Yep, we got two cats, Luna and Leo. And if you've been hearing his pronunciation, Luna, he's got Luna's right, but I can't say Leo, so Leo's getting this slowly. So that's one thing that I would say personally. Understand how to go about it, read about it, but don't go so crazy reading into it. Because I remember my wife told me to read this book about pregnancy and the situation. I think as a guy, I got to like the 5th page, and I don't know what happened. After that, just lost it. I've got the book until now and I still haven't read it. But I do try to watch videos, understand. There's many things you're not going to be sure about, which will make sense. And as a first-time parent myself, it's allowed me to see many different things. How do I connect with him and what to do? And my cat's got high and he's up to the birds. Okay, so that's basically that. When you have a little one, you will notice one thing. You're gonna get crumbles. He's gonna be curious to look in the camera. Gonna make a laugh. As much as you would say, you know what, let me get the little one to get ready, go out. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. I bet you one thing. I just remember right now to watch his Balamori for a moment. And you're like, sleepy time. That's normal. With this little one, you'll get used to the sleep patterns and you're just going to realize that, you know what? It's sleeping time. And that means he needs to sleep. Finally, Mongbak is woken up and I'm giving him kiwi. He's enjoying it. Honestly, I don't limit what he can have. That's one thing you got to make sure you remember. At the same time, he enjoys it. Kiwi, oranges, mangoes, but he loves banana. And sometimes what I do is I mix it with yogurt. Not like mix it all the time, but maybe give it in a glass or a spoon of yogurt with water, mix it and get him to drink. And the cup that I use is this tiny cup. So this I can use for drinking with water, drinking for yogurt or milk. And it gets him used to holding because he likes gripping onto things. So it's perfect size for him. It works really well. We're back here. We're gonna go find a nursery. We're gonna go have a look, see what to do. Then we're gonna go to the park, okay? Up. And another thing I realize is that as I'm talking to him, I'm being clear with him. Up. We're going up. Go down. The more you do the conversation with the child, the more you develop your understandings and the more you see how he understands, the better it is. And try to avoid baby stuff like talking types. So have baby moments, fine. But if you want to understand how he develops, how he grows, how he gets better, you have to make sure that it's good enough for the child to process how you're saying things so he can receive it. Because remember, if you talk to a child and you're like, gubba, 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 like that, for example, then they're going to be stuck with that. It's nice, it's fun to do it time to time, but not all the time. So, like right now, he's hyper. You can hear him. Bakir. Mohammed Bakir, आप कैसे हो? Kiwi खा रहे हो? Kiwi अच्छा है. Oh. Kiwi. 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 Say kiwi. Kiwi. Bakir. Mohammed Bakir. Say kiwi. 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 He's getting there. Another thing I will say is that one thing that helps me personally, even though I work and I balance with the little one and my wife as well, what we do is what makes it so much easier for us is when we pre-plan cooking aspects. So it's much smarter, honestly. For example, if you go to the shops and you get 1 kilo chicken breast, half kilo chops, half kilo mincemeat, and what you can do then is you can start making different things. So for example, when you have chops, you can add plain chops, just cook in air frying mode for 23 minutes, I think is. And that too, if you take it out, cut to pieces, and you can basically smash it in pieces, small pieces in rice, and give it to the baby as well. Because if it's eating solid food, it's good nutrition levels as well, and it's good energy for the baby as well. With that, you can also make sure if you get fresh oranges, what you can do then is get the fresh oranges and peel it and turn it into a juice. So take that thingy, what it called, that thing, the rusty thing to make it. Do that, make a small amount and give it to them to drink. That's also good. Another thing you can get from Aldi, which I found which is really helpful, is they've got these orange fresh lollies. Did you like the fresh lollies yesterday? Acha laga coco. The orange fresh lollies were really good, and that made him really be curious about the ice. And not only that, but it's fresh orange as well, which is really good for the baby. At the same time, if you notice that the more you start experimenting, you'll realize that he'll enjoy certain foods. He will naturally dislike it. Yes, it's gonna be fussy. There's gonna be days when he's not in the mood, but you gotta give it time. So when he wakes up in the morning, like right now, he woke up. The first thing I've done is I'm giving him a glass of water. I've got his milk ready to take outside. I've given him a bit of kiwi. Then in the bag, I'm gonna keep. I will show you his crisps. Then it's gonna be his crisps, the wipes, Pampers in case anything happens, extra spare clothes. So then that will show. Okay, this is how I'm balancing it. We need to start saying words. Yes. You do understand what I'm saying. Come back here. That's there. Also, TV time, we do our best not to do too much, but we balance it. So he has an adequate level of, okay, TV that we can watch that are good for him, but not also overstimulating as well. Because remember, if you watch something that's overstimulating, the baby's processing that information, and the information could be a bit too much. So you really got to be aware of what exactly is that you want and what is it that you want the baby to pick up. Because there are some shows that the baby obviously is still young, he's not picking up, okay, he's picking up a lot. But sometimes there are some things that you don't want the baby to see, some things you don't want the baby to adapt to. Because I strongly believe this is that as the baby grows, it adapts to what it sees. So certain gestures, certain habits it picks up. For example, my wife, whenever she would sort the shelf out of the books, which is over here, I'll flip. Can you see? That's the bookshelf. Now, what she's a bit messed up again. I gotta sort it out. Um, it would be a situation where she would arrange it and he would watch. And what would happen is for 2 days he was watching, 2 days, 3 days. Now that he understands his motor skill, hand movement, picking it up. Yesterday he had a new milestone, which basically was pick it up, trying to lift his arm a bit higher and push it inside with his one hand, and you understanding how to balance himself as well. So that was him watching us. So now imagine if, for example, they usually say that for a baby, when you're doing something, you have to be aware of how you do it, what you do, and the reaction that you give. Even your reactions to certain things, the baby pays attention to you. Because at that point, it's just seeing what you're like and what you're doing. The more you develop on the skills you want it, the more you'll see its skills coming out. So, for example, when he was born, and he was like, so the first few weeks his eyes are closed. Okay, when he was born, his eyes were open, wide awake, and then he's closed. But then after a couple of like 1 month to I think to the third month, third and a half, fourth month, and his eyes started opening. I started doing these clicks, right? But if you observe, it's eye coordination, noise following, so it kind of helps him. Another thing I would do is we waited for like about 40 days until it's like about a month and a half. Some people take him out, babies out early, some don't. We say because of scientifically, it's because of the hygiene is not the strongest. They're still adapting to the weather, getting used to everything little by little, then it makes more sense. So we waited a bit. When he took him outside, we started adapting him to outside sceneries, the light, the noise, and he started understanding. What happens is you're building that child from a young age. Remember, destiny is already predestined. That's a fact. It's there, it's ready for you. What makes it a change is how you say, how can I make these implements and develop them so that the child's development, cognitive abilities, understanding its responsive logical reasoning, or behavioral understanding attitude can be improved. Start with something that is maybe really meditating and calm, going outside to the park, for example. Water baths, that's another one. Third one could be is that if he is on a high chair, he's on a high chair like this one, you can put water on this and let him splash about with it. That will allow it. That will to just fiddle about with the water, hand movement, gestures, and get used to it. Make sense? That's where you would begin as well. That's his development side of it, but there's more to it. Another thing that we also do is when he wants to hold something, we'll give it to him. First, we'll make sure he eats a little bit, and then just give it to him so he takes it, so he has that independency. So then he realizes, oh, okay, we're giving it, so it's no problem. But if he throws it on the floor, he's still young. He's not gonna get because his reflexes are like quick. So until his understanding, like we have the two cats, right? Luna and Leo. Luna and Leo. Oh, the background is Badamori, by the way. Just make him watch that for a little bit because he likes it. So Luna, for example, he likes to pet him, but he doesn't know how to pet, so he does this. He wants to grab. So what my wife did is that Muhammad Bakir slowly tapped. She showed him and she just explained it to him. He automatically registered that and he did the same thing. Now he's more gentle with the cats. So that's how you go about it. After you'll see slowly, changes will happen. Another fact I'll tell you, I did not know this. Every Fridays, observe the child will change. The child automatically changes. This is surprising. And it grows. The third thing I would say, another thing if you're worried about, some people, children have lots of hair growing. Some people take a while. But for him, what we did is we added oil, coconut oil. That's the perfect trick for the skin and also for his hair. Hair wise, it's really perfectly growing and it's really impressive. But yeah, that's where we begin. I'll be back. Don't worry, I'm not forget. I forgot to also say another thing, guys. When, for example, you are not sure how to go about the baby, you're a first time parent, you're conscious, you're anxious, you're worried. Remember, parents do get what's it called? I think pregnancy depression. It's there. It's normal because it could also be resentment. It could also be stress. It could also be anxiety. It could be a lot of things going on. But what you have to remember is one thing: you both need to work together, husband and wife. If you have family support, that's good and well. Honestly, if you not able to cook, don't worry about it. Get it from outside. Keep it simple, but be careful. And another thing, what I personally realized is this is something I never really understood. So I used to get fish fingers from Aldi. Now I would never read the back of the ingredients. I would say, okay, it's fish fingers. It does the job. Would you believe that the stuff inside those fish fingers is not fish? It's technically 45%, I think, something fish, and then God knows whether they're with 50% something else. So that basically means we're not given the right food going in. So what we did then is that we started saying, you know what, we need to stop this habit. Because I started it off because I didn't realize, and my wife was very conscious because she came from Tanzania. Now the food in Tanzania, I personally tell you, is that it's authentic, it's original, it's better quality. It's not added in, it's not filled with stuff inside. It's natural. That's how good it is. Here it's not that organic. That's the problem. You gotta really for organic food, and sometimes it questions you to like, what do you do? So when you go to the fish market, you get fish. I promise you, you get fish from there. The smell does not go away for 3 days in the house. It sticks really well. Get fish from Aldi, fish fingers, then it doesn't stay that long, it disappears. So you don't really pay attention to these key points. It's really important. Not only that, it's also important to understand that for a child growing up, he is adapting to what you give him. So you have to have a good understanding, adequate enough to know that, okay, these are the things I need to work on, these are the things I need to do, and these I need to improve on. So if you see the Chinese, for example, they have this method that when you have the rice, you have fish, you have salad, you have specific protein, nutrition. It's good for the brain because you're studying. Same goes for the child. When you give the right antidotes of food, antidotes in the sense of the food, then you know what happens? Not back here. Then you know what happens? He's busy. Then what happens is it allows. It's true, I know. The right food give the best antidotes, right? So what happens is the right food gives the right developments to the child and the right nutrition growth that you're going to need for the child. Remember, you can always miss something out. It's there. But try your best to focus on these ones. Fish, rice, meat, chops is meat again. Try broccoli, peas, potato, tuna as well. That's there. But don't give it at the starting point because remember the first 6, 7 months, you can't. You got to stick to, I think, 6 months. It's breastfeeding. and slow, not solid foods. It's light stuff. Depending on the baby is, there's a certain timeline stages. I'll read and get back to you on this. Once he's at an age of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you can slowly start introducing little by little, little by little, little by little. Even though he'll sometimes have a choke situation, it's okay. It's just he's realizing, okay, how to swallow, how to choke. The more he does it, the more he'll get better with it. That's how you develop it. And honestly, even as a parent myself, sometimes even I get confused sometimes what to do. Sometimes you'll be like, okay, what do I do? I don't know. I really don't know. Then use the technology to your advantage because it really helps. Gemini, for example, it gives you a breakdown. YouTube vlogs, TikToks, they teach you a lot as well. There are people on here which literally explain key points on what to do. And you'll just pick up naturally how a baby is and how a baby works its way around. One more thing. Remember, guys, parents, please do not forget this because this is a lifesaver. If you're going out to the beach area and you have your child in a hot weather, you need to make sure you get a Nivea Sun. It does the trick. Kids Protective and Care 5-in-1, and it really does the trick. So that's there. And he's removed his hat. Why did you remove your hat? It's hot outside. You're gonna get a sunburn. You don't know where your hat. You don't wear your hat, Modi. Come back here. Hi, fine. Right. So you can see I've got my baby wipes, the milk, the crisps. Now inside of this, I've got his munchie, which is like a not cheese, it's like a tomato flavor, and his oats biscuit, which is really good for him. He loves this. Then the second thing we got was this cup. Now most of the times when we get cups, I know. So what this cup works is when you are not sure what to do. You see this top part? He bites up here. He bites in here and he tilt it and then the water comes out. It's so much easier, honestly, compared to getting another bottle. It makes things hell easy. And not only that, he can grip into the two things. So you can see there's so many different ways to do it. If you don't spend so much, there's alternative places to buy these stuff. And this we get from Aldi. We found Mamma Mia's sensitive wipes really better, and it's so much good. It's much better than the wetty, soapy type ones. I don't like those. So that's there. His bag, you will see. Hey, look, you got his bag. Got my back here. Inside his bag, I have his toys, which I will show. It's a McQueen 95. That's there. Then we've got these magnets, which he loves. So, for example, you can do this. A and you can just fiddle about with it. Hey! It connects. Connect it. It's fallen. Now, this hat we thought it would be good. But I need to get a new one today. So I need to get him something that can just fit onto his head because this is not fitting anymore. And it's tight a little bit tight. So it'd be nice if I can find one new hat and change this completely because it's not really working. And I think I got this and I did not realize it's going to get too small for him. But yeah, when it was small, it literally fitted him perfect. But now he's growing, so we need to change it. So you can see he's set. I'm out. Sunny and hot. Yep. I gotta watch where I gotta go. So yeah, that's basically the journey pathway. So once you're outside, just make sure he's got sunscreen on. Put his hat on even if he doesn't like it. And it will just naturally fit onto him. Honestly, as much as I like recording, trust me, it's difficult. It really is difficult, crazy. So with the child, it's always fascinating. They don't do much, they don't say much. But I can say one thing for certain. The more you take them out, the more comfortable they get, the easier it becomes for you. And honestly, it becomes an adaptation. Today you're on the baby push thingy, I call it the Mitsubishi. And then tomorrow he's on his legs. Next thing you know, he's got his car and he's independent. These moments don't always come. So we find in Primark, find him a hat and see where the hell is it gonna go. I think this is the right floor. When I back home, I look tanned out and honestly, Muhammad Bakir is happy. So I made him right now some lunch, and what I've done is I added potato Potato is one of it. Potato is one of them. And then what did I do? Potato, carrots, peas, boiled it, smashed it, added tuna inside it, added a bit of butter, olive oil, and on top of that, mixed it all, and a pinch of mayonnaise. So now the food is nice and he's enjoying himself and he's eating it. So that's basically what's happened today. So we got him a new hat, which I got, and he is off the moon, honestly. Honestly, it's really difficult sometimes when you go out and you don't have a hat that's his size because his head is grown. But at the same time, you know that, okay, he's happy. Honestly, guys, you gotta take it one step at a time. Honestly, it's tiring, but it's the fun part, and I enjoy it. And I've learned a lot to say that a lot of changes are happening with him, and I'm happy. And it's cute. Never gonna see this face again, honestly, man. Oh, another thing. If you guys are wondering how do you handle the heat aspects, then I'll tell you one thing. I have to make sure that, okay, for my step was, okay, I've got a bottle of water, I've got his milk, and at the same time, I'm gonna make sure that I balance it. So you gotta make sure that for babies, they don't get heat strokes. Heat strokes are very unpredictable. You just don't know how you're gonna get it. And at the same time, it's a situation where you have to know that sometimes you're not going to get everything right. So it's okay. So go with the flow. Usually, when the baby wakes up, you've got your diaper problem, number one, skincare to be number two, three is food, it's going to eat. Don't keep one batch of it, so keep different options of foods. So maybe a biscuit, oats biscuit, which is good for babies. You'll get them in Aldi as well. Then the other one is gonna be those. I think it's a salted type biscuit. It's not salted, but it's kind of salted. Small, tiny ones, little orangey types. Those, they're good as well for the fun time. But you gotta remember that won't fill the baby's stomach up. Those are just for here and there bitings. At the same time, you will find that when I went outside today and I was in Primark getting him these, for example, I got him these. So these are something that are really useful in the summer wear. It helps a lot. And it's not only that, but it's got one, two, three, four, five different colors. And I got him a blue hat, which is perfect size for him. And I got him a cream hat. It's easier. Yes, I know. And you like that, didn't you? Acha bhi laga aapko. Hey, you got him with the stick. What are you gonna do? Yep, he wants me to keep feeding him. So what you've seen now is that as you start to understand your own child and how he is, and you understand how his patterns are, you will start to realize how you can teach him without having to say much. So for example, I give him this um I forgot what you call this, man. I'm gonna say it's a spoon for now. A tall spoon for cooking curry, meat, and stirring. Here you go. Sorry. So it's easy to giving it to him because he's distracted. Because when he has something in his hands and he's watching something, it's coordinating him there, but he knows he's got something in his hands. So that allows me to feed him easily. And it's so much easier, honestly. You gotta remember, you gotta keep the little one busy as much as you can so that he has less hassle of you having to push him to eat, force him to eat, but you gotta time it. Remember that as well. If you time it carefully, hi Luna. Luna, say hi. This is Luna. This is Luna. Yeah, I know. So this is Luna. This is the first cat, Luna. Say Luna. Luna. It's Luna. Ah, okay, go. So Luna is his best friend, honestly. That's why you said the previous video saying Luna, Luna. And it helps with his aspects of saying different words as well, which allows it. And honestly, I do believe having cats at home is good because it allows them to see the animal, the exposure of it, it's the space size of how things are. But at the same time, he will grow naturally. And what I'm expecting, well, I'm expecting this person and my wife is that right now he's going to 1 year. And when he gets to about 2, 3, then by that time when he starts walking a lot more, then it's going to be playing with the football, make sure he's understanding how to go about this situation, that situation, but letting him have his own exploring moments. And personally, I just want to give them the free spirited side of it. That's it. To be free spirited is one thing, but to find it and get it, it's not that easy. It's really difficult. And I've got to say one thing: it only comes through natural exposure, it comes through cultural understanding, and you have to remember, don't confuse the two together. Here you go. You're welcome. Don't confuse the two together, because when you confuse culture and the environment situation, culture is used in your way of understanding your belief, your traditions. It's there. Being an Asian and also Asian and then African as well at the same time, one half, it kind of like mainly more Asian, I would say personally, Asian Indian. But you got to understand one thing is that mentalities can mess you up. So you don't know where and how to begin, but you can understand how we can utilize you to grow and keep going forward. And then the more you do it, the more you understand, the more alternations you can do. Remember, you live in a modernized society, a modern society, where it doesn't mean you should, okay, you should be always modern, Western, and this and that. Okay, some things are logical understanding. Mohammed Bakir, am I talking too much? Am I talking too much? Mohammed, Mohammed Bakir, you're enjoying the food. You're enjoying, aren't you? So yeah, that's basically that, and that's how you adapt to it. But it's easy to have different aspects of thoughts from different cultures, understanding and how they go. For me personally, I find Indian traditional cultures interesting, but at the same time, I find Chinese culture interesting as well. Chinese, I find more the morality, ethics, ethos, and the discipline of how kids are taught from young and independency. And that's something I find very fascinating. If you look at kids in Africa, Tanzania, kids in India or China, the level of independency that they've got, it's beyond another situation, which is something that makes me think that what happens when you start not teaching him, but introducing the little one to these kind of aspects. Like right now, this is a key point for parents. He's frustrated because I'm talking to you guys. I know. You're telling me to continue eating the food, isn't it? Okay, here we go. Come on. Yay! Come on, come on, come on, come on. One more, please. He also have a situation where he doesn't want to eat it. So, one more. Come on. No, okay, that's not gonna work. Come on, one more. Hey. Okay, fine. Now, here is coconut water. Coconut water is really good for hydration, and it does a lot of tricks. Instead of having to go for the juices from the shops, vice versa, go for coconut water. It's much, much better. Come on. Hey, we're gonna. No, don't. Watch out. Watch out. What are you doing? Hey, you're good. Okay, wait. I gotta record. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, I need to record. So now, here you go. Slowly, one sip at a time. Yeah, you swallowed it. That's good. Yay! It's okay, don't worry. So overall, you can see it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be polished. It's not important that you have to get everything perfectly right. It's okay. If you mess up a little bit, it's okay. It's not a worry, honestly. So another question you guys are gonna ask me for sure. How long do I have? Yeah, that way. The TV on. Usually, I try not to do it more than 2 times maximum, but only when I'm feeding him, maybe, and then just to get him distracted a little bit. And then once it's done, stop completely, and then take him outside. So the more he's seeing the more nature side, the outside side, or read him a book maybe. Reading a book, I personally, I would say, guys, read him whatever you can. Don't read him baby gibberish stuff. Don't. He's gonna learn ABC. He's gonna learn the vocals. He's gonna learn not the vocals. When start singing then. That he was doing before anything else. I would say read him anything you can. Make him watch a podcast. Make him watch Diary of a CEO. Honestly, the language is not there, but the grasping of information is naturally sitting there with him. And the more he picks it up, the better it's gonna be. So don't limit yourself, honestly, guys. And don't think too much. Well, this is my day. This is where it ends. And I can say one thing. I did a good job. Give yourself a pat on the back, man, honestly, man. Hey, yeah, yeah. Saying bye. Okay. Peace, guys.